The Chicago Bears have found their next superstar, and Ben Johnson is already singing his praises to this player at the start of training camp. Welcome to Bears Digest. My name is Dylan Guinzy, and welcome to the channel. If you have not subscribed already, please do so just to get some more updates throughout this preseason as we get rolling into the regular season here. So starting off, we have Colston Loveland, the Bears' top 10 pick of this recent 2025 draft, and he has been standing out to start this year in training camp. If you guys did not know, Colston Loveland was injured a little bit with that shoulder coming out of the draft and his final year at the University of Michigan, and he was not present for training or mini camp for rookies, and he honestly just didn't get on the field at all, and he was kind of rehabbing and training and everything like that. However, he is now back for training camp, and he has been killing it on the field so far, and Ben Johnson has been singing his praises about Colston Loveland here to start the year. So here's what Ben Johnson had to say in his press conference the other day. He's a little bit of a unicorn. You can put him all over the place, inline to outside the numbers, slot. I think you can move him around quite a bit. I think the beauty of having him outside the numbers is if you get him matched up on a safety or a linebacker even, then that's going to be a favor for us. That's going to be a good thing. He's going to be able to win those matchups on a consistent basis. He's such a large target that if you put it somewhere close to him, he will find a way to come down with it. Now, just talking about Colston Loveland here, he is a star. He's going to be a star. And you know that because Ben Johnson put his vote of confidence into him to draft him and put his name on the cards for the Chicago Bears. And he is utilizing him early and often in this offense. It has been proven time and time again that Ben Johnson does love to use that high percentage of 12 personnel. If you don't know what 12 personnel means, that is 2 tight ends on the field at the same time. And Ben Johnson utilizes this within his scheme to prevent edge rushers being attacking and blocked coming off the edge and sacking the quarterback. This also helps out run blocking and just giving your quarterback a more safety blanket options. Now, the other tight end on the Chicago Bears roster is one Cole Kmet, number 85. He has been good to start his career. He's a little bit different than what Colston Loveland brings to the table. He is more of a kind of an inline blocker, kind of a strength in the run game. He does run some routes and can catch the ball, but he's not superb in that market. He can't run the full route tree as what you would normally see. He does catch the ball well, though, and he has had some good stats to start his career. Nothing too crazy. He was a second-round pick in 2020 for the Chicago Bears, starting off with 243 yards in his rookie season. Going off from that, he had some good seasons at 612 yards, 544, and then his best season in 2023 with 719 yards. I think what you can see here from Colston Loveland in year one is something similar to what you saw with this guy right here, that is Sam LaPorta. If you don't know who Sam LaPorta is, he was the Detroit Lions tight end pick 2 years ago now out of Iowa. And LaPorta, when he came onto the scene for the Lions, it was right away. It was automatic. He knew how to do everything in Ben Johnson's system. He was picking it up quickly, and he was very freaking good as well. So starting in 2023, we saw 86 receptions for 889 yards and 10 touchdowns. That is absolutely amazing. And if you compare Colston Loveland to Sam LaPorta, Colston Loveland is a better prospect coming out of college. The only knock on Colston Loveland was that shoulder, and it was the lack of volume in the Michigan offense. That was no fault of his own. They were a team that runs the ball very heavily. And the good thing about Colston Loveland is his target share was among the highest percentage of tight ends in college football. So that means anytime that Michigan was throwing, it was probably going to Colston Loveland. And on third down, he was going to be their primary target to find as well. So just kind of going off of that basis here with Colston Loveland, Ben Johnson is probably going to use him quite a bit right off of the rip to start the season. You don't see this often with tight ends. We've seen it here in the past with Trey McBride, with Sam LaPorta, with Brock Bowers and other players that are similar, but it does not happen often. Tight end in the NFL is very hard to learn. It is hard to pick up quickly. It is hard to also match that physicality with those edge rushers in the NFL as well. So just going into the NFL here, if Ben Johnson has that kind of confidence in him, I think we're going to see that play right away, starting with week 1. I think he's going to be on the field a lot. I think him and Cole Kmet are going to be in tandem. I don't think we should worry about Cole Kmet, dropping in stats or snaps or anything like that. I think he's going to be a focal point in this offense too. But I think Loveland's going to be that safety blanket that Caleb has really been looking for. This is something that Ben Johnson has emphasized in the offense, is to get Caleb Williams kind of smarter with the football and taking less sacks. And one way to do that is get a tight end, which is what they call the QB's best friend. So if you're having 2 of them out there on the field, you're going to see them running routes. You're going to see them kicking out into the flats and catching passes. And that is paramount in Ben Johnson's offense. So starting here in year 1, I think Colston Loveland is probably going to be around the similar mark to what we saw with Cole Kmet's stats here, probably in year 2. I think he's going to surpass that 243-yard mark that Cole Kmet had as a rookie. I think we're going to see a lot closer to that 60 reception mark and that 600-yard mark. And that would be awesome as a rookie. That would instill that confidence that we are looking for. And just seeing that little goose egg there in the touchdown column for Cole Kmet in 2021, I don't think that will happen with Cole Kmet. I think he is going to get in the end zone, and he is going to be a red zone target for Caleb Williams as well. So as we are ramping up into these joint practices, the preseason, and everything like that, I really do want to see Colston Loveland getting involved in those instances as well. He's getting involved in training camp. He's catching a bunch of passes. Ben Johnson is singing him his praises every single day. He's doing all of the right things, being in the playbook, running routes crisp. He's there early. He's lifting. He's working out. He's asking questions. All the things that you could ever ask for out of a rookie in his first year in the NFL and Ben Johnson's system. He's doing all of the right things. Now I want to see him show that against opponents. And how do opponents react to that? How do they try to cover him? Because as you are playing against the same team every day in practice, players start to know your tendencies. They see a bunch on film. They're doing things to kind of be one step ahead of you and try to stop you. And honestly, they're not doing the greatest job right now with Colston Loveland. So that's a positive. But I do want to see that with him going against other teams. The Chicago Bears have a joint practice coming up on this Friday with the Miami Dolphins. They are coming to town. And I want to see reports of Colston Loveland just doing his thing out there as well. We'll see how the snap counts work and how long they're on the field and different things like that. But overall, I want to see him succeed against the Miami Dolphins, and we'll see if he plays in that preseason game as well. I just want to see him build that rapport with Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, the rest of the guys on the offense, and kind of just get in that rhythm of what we're looking for to start this year. So, Colston Loveland, tight end 1, potentially. Thank you guys for joining today. If you guys are interested in future preseason videos and going on into this regular season for more reporting and news that does come out, please leave a like, subscribe, turn those noties on to be notified for those future videos. Thank you guys for joining, and we will see you next time.